Stephen Curry injury, Warriors await MRI after quad contusion. Golden State Warriors star Stephen Curry left Wednesday's game against the Houston Rockets with a right quad contusion, casting uncertainty over his availability for the team's next match. The Warriors announced that Curry will undergo an MRI to determine the severity of the injury after he limped off the court late in the fourth quarter, finishing with 14.6 rebounds and 5 assists, but struggling with his shooting and turnovers. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr expressed relief that the injury was to Curry's quad rather than a more serious issue like an ankle or knee. "When I heard it was a quad, I was actually kind of relieved. Better than an ankle or a knee," Kerr said post-game. "So hopefully he can recover quickly and be okay, but we gotta hold down the fort." The exact timeline for Curry's return is unclear and will depend on the MRI results. Golden State has struggled offensively in his absence, holding a 22nd ranked offensive rating and going just 1-3 without him this season. If Curry is sidelined, reserve guard Brandon Podziemski is expected to see more playing time as the Warriors prepare to face the New Orleans Pelicans on Saturday. The Warriors' hopes of bouncing back from a 104-100 loss rest on how quickly Curry can recover. The team will closely monitor his progress in the coming days before deciding on his availability for the next game. Stephen Curry has quad contusion, will undergo MRI. After checking out of Wednesday's game versus Houston and limping to the locker room with 35 seconds remaining, Warriors star Stephen Curry has received an initial diagnosis of a right quad contusion, writes ESPN's Anthony Slater. Curry will undergo an MRI to confirm whether that diagnosis is accurate and to determine the severity of the injury. The two-time MVP was in clear pain after a pair of fourth-quarter collisions, Slater notes. Curry was knocked to the floor while defending Amen Thompson with 3:24 left in the game, video link via NBA.com, then ended up on the court again less than a minute later when he drove to the basket and was called for an offensive foul, video link. Head coach Steve Kerr told reporters after the game that he was relieved the injury was to Curry's quad rather than an ankle or a knee, but he admitted that it would present a challenge for the Warriors if their leading scorer has to sit out at all. And according to Nick Friedel of The Athletic, the sense in the locker room was that the injury will likely cost Curry at least a couple games. "If Steph has to miss," Kerr said per Slater, "it obviously changes everything, our rotations, how we're playing, who we are playing through. We'll see." Curry was one of 2 guards who exited Wednesday's game early due to an injury. The Warriors announced during the second half that Gary Payton II, who played 5 minutes in the first 2 quarters, wouldn't return to action due to a sprained left ankle. The Rockets ended up pulling out a 104-100 victory, with the Warriors falling to .500, 10-10, as a result of a 4th loss in their past 5 games. Veterans Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green expressed frustration in their post-game media sessions with the way the team has been playing, especially on defense. "We don't box out," Butler said, Twitter video link via Slater. "We don't go with the scouting report. We let anybody do whatever they want, open shots, get into the paint, free throws. It's just sad. A lot of our hustle is dictated upon our offense. When we're making shots, oh man, we're celebrating, we're cheering, doing all of those things. When we're not, or when the game's not going our way, we put our head down and we mope, and then we don't box out, we don't get back, we foul. We do all the bad things." When informed of Butler's criticism of the defense, Green interjected to reply, "Our defense is S.T. despite the fact that the Warriors technically rank in the top 10 in defensive rating. It's not necessarily the numbers," Green said, Twitter video link. "How do you feel when you out there? It's just letdown after letdown. It's bigger than the numbers. Defense is about demeanor. If there's letdown, it kills your demeanor, it kills your bravado. Then you're just a soft team.